The city dog pound in New York is close to capacity, and they're blaming landlords. I'm Tony, and this is Real Estate Investing and Landlord News. Alright, so I have an interesting article for you today, and it's coming out of New York, and oddly enough, it's not really about landlords per se, but they are blaming landlords for the conditions in the city dog pound. But before I get into that article, go ahead, hit that like and subscribe button. Maybe leave a comment down below and let me know what you want to see on this channel. I'm going to work to keep bringing you great articles about the Eviction Moratorium and other news that's of interest to landlords. So, this article, it comes to us from the New York Post, and it says, City Pound close to capacity as New Yorkers return pandemic pets. Yeah, so apparently a lot of people up in New York and throughout the country during the pandemic when everything was locked down, they got pets, so they'd have something to do, something to help keep them occupied and help keep them from losing their minds. Being locked down sucks. But now that the pandemic is, pretty much over, they are taking those pets and they're taking them to the dog pound. Now, I'm not cool with that. I'm a dog owner. I'll throw my dog's picture up here on the screen. Her name is Sprinkles. She's a pit bull mix, beautiful dog. I love her. And I would never give her away. I don't care, what happens. She's with me for life. So, it just makes me sad to see that a lot of people, well, the pandemic's over, let's just get rid of this thing. They are actual living creatures. We got to take good care of our pets, and you have a responsibility. So dropping them off at the pound, knowing that they could be euthanized, that's not cool, okay? But anyway, let's get into this article and see what it says and how it relates to being a landlord. New Yorkers who snatched up dogs and cats in droves as the pandemic set in and kept everyone home are now dumping their pets at city shelters, according to New York City animal advocates. Animal care centers in New York City saw 1,393 animals brought to them in June, more than twice February's 631 dogs and cats. Because ACC shelters are not no-kill facilities, some of the animals could wind up on death row. The agency says it does not euthanize pets based on capacity and that its placement rate for cats and dogs is 92% and 95% respectively. That's good to know that the grand majority of the pets that are taken there are adopted out, but there are some that they can't do anything with and they have to be euthanized. But it really is sad to see that the pandemic being over and people just want to get rid of their unwanted animals. But in past years, the organization has come under fire for not being transparent about the average amount of time an animal has before being euthanized. Only 18 hours in some cases where the animal faces serious behavior or medical issues, the ACC said. While no one's sure exactly what's causing the pet population to spike, the numbers have gone up every month since February, which is when eligibility for the COVID-19 vaccine was extended and the pandemic began to lift. Basically, in February, we were averaging 21 incoming pets a day. In June, we averaged 47 new pets every day, and we are on a trajectory to be averaging 60 to 80 pets a day through the summer, Katie Hansen, spokeswoman for the ACC, told the Post. About half are given up by their owners, said Hansen, who believes dog surrenders have gone up because of landlord issues. Now, what exactly are they trying to say here? Now, I know that the eviction moratorium was in place, right? And I know a lot of landlords, they don't allow pets in their properties, but I don't exactly understand why these landlord issues all of a sudden are the cause for suddenly the dog pound in New York City being just inundated with animals. So, it's possible. I don't know, but let's see if the article goes more into depth here. This could be that people are having to move due to financial hardships. We are also nervous about the impact that the lifting of the pandemic eviction moratorium may have on potential pet surrender, she said. The situation is a sharp reversal from the surge in adoptions animal shelters saw during the pandemic. So yeah, they're saying that the lifting of the eviction moratorium means that maybe people are having to change housing situations and aren't able to take their pets with them. And so now that people are getting evicted again, it's the landlord's fault that they have to give up their pet, and then now the city dog pound, I'm like, hey, we're stretching here, okay? The truth of the matter is that these people, they either weren't able to take care of these pets for whatever reason, and now they just have to let them go, and it's unfortunate. And I'm hoping that they don't look at it as a landlord type situation, like, oh, all landlords are bad, landlords are the ones making people get rid of their pets, and now these animals are getting euthanized because of landlords. I mean, that's ridiculous. That's a stretch. That's a heck of a stretch, but I'm not surprised to see it in this sort of article. That demand was driven by lonely and scared New Yorkers, many living alone, said Hansen. A dog adds a lot of structure to your day when you're working from home, she observed. Hansen said there was a huge rush for pet adoptions during the lockdown, with ACC at one point down to just 125 animals. Now, ACC is directly caring for 633 animals, she said, and fostering hundreds more with assistance of volunteers. Although it was a great problem to have at the time, it seems this summer has completely turned around that balance, as shelters are finding themselves at or almost at capacity, in desperate need of adopters and/or fosters. She said, "We have a lot, and demand has been dropping." Wow. That's a bad situation. I don't like hearing about animals that have to be euthanized. I don't like hearing about people who have to give up their pets for any reason. And I love animals. I love dogs and cats. And they have a few pictures of cute animals here in the article, and I'll try to post them up on the screen so you can have a little bit of happier, ooh, cute animal ending to this video. But yeah, hopefully these issues, they get resolved and a lot less people are having to give up their pets going into the future.